Good evening, nerds and nerdettes. It's AlphaOmegaSin here, celebrating my 300th video. So how am I going to go about that? With a game room tour. Why? Because it was one of the most requested things I've ever had on the channel, and I was like, fuck it, I think it's about time. So I got my place all spruced up and everything and ready to go, and after re-recording this and uploading it like a gajillion times, hoping this one works. So, enough with that jibber-jabber and all the other complicated bullshit mess of technology just not being my friend and one uppercutted right in the fucking taint. Let's get to the game room tour. So, here we go. Cameraman, go! Let's see, what should we start with? Yeah, start with PS2. It's right in front of me, and it's what everybody gets to see. So we'll start all the way up here. Ooh, Bard's Tale, quite the funny game. Speaking of funny, Chaos Wars and its voice acting. That is hilarity incarnate. Devil May Cry. Still remember first day playing that, just being blown away. I was like, by the gods, it's amazing. Fatal Frame. When are we getting a Fatal Frame collection? Anybody ever been wondering that? Because I know I have. Gotta resort to Nintendo for that one. Grand Theft Auto. My god, Grand Theft Auto was so amazing. In the Guilty Gear franchise, it's still my all-time favorite fighting game series, just ever. 2D, goodness, and metal. Katamari Damacy, so good. And Kingdom Hearts, it's been 10 years. Can you guys believe that? 10 motherfucking years. The Mega Man Anniversary and X Collection, if you want to get started on playing Mega Man games, it's a good place to start, I would say. Down here we got the Onimusha games. Still waiting for an Onimusha collection as well. Games are so damn good. Poor Rogue Galaxy, you don't get enough love. So, same thing with Shadow Hearts, never understood that. Ah, the Persona games and other Shin Megami titles. So good. Thank you, Atlas, for treating us RPG fans with so much love and respect. This weekend in titles. Tales of the Abyss, my second favorite Tales game of the entire series. Twisted Metal Black. Absolutely love that game. Let me get down to the bottom here. We Heart Katamari. And the very first Yakuza game. Now this actually goes on into PS3, 3D Dock Game Heroes. By the gods, you were like Legend of Zelda, Bayonetta, Catherine, Darksiders. Darksiders 2 came out. I really need to play that sometime soon. Folklore. I still can't understand why that game hasn't gotten more attention. Just makes no sense to me. Lollipop Chainsaw. Rayman Origins. Such a good game. Shadows of the Damned. Splatterhouse. And the other two Yakuza games. So what's cool is apparently we're going to be getting the first two games in HD on there. And over here is a miscellaneous box. It's just for like limited collector's editions and everything that I just didn't have room for. Let's move our way all the way back up. Dreamcast. Now I've actually done an in-depth Dreamcast collection video, so if you ever get bored and want to check that out, you can. But I'll scan right through these titles here. Such a great system. It's a shame that it had such a short lifespan, but it did so much and had so many kick-ass titles for it and was really ahead of the curve when it started. But that was Sega for you. And the Samba de Amiga Maraca controllers. It's amazing finding those brand new, only for a couple dollars. And above them, I have Pac-Man hanging out with Claire. Yep, and she's doing like some kind of flash dance shit. I really don't know, I just posed her that way because I thought it looked funny. And, that's right, I actually have it. It's Galleon. He's awesome. And speaking of which, the Lunar Games, right there. This one being a personal favorite of mine. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Got Ino from the Guilty Gear series right there. Cloud, which I ended up reviewing that because I liked it so much. Got Sweet Tooth over there. Little Donkey Kong, Morbid Angel sticker, because, you know, that blends in with Vincent, Proto Man, Mega Man. Got Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4, and Pikachu, who's like, fuck yeah. Toad, who I guess is saying fuck yeah. It looks like he's waving technically, but I'll just go with fuck yeah. A Brutal Legend poster, because Brutal Legend is very, very awesome. This, which most people think is the Slime controller, but it's not. It's actually a surround sound kit for a Nintendo DS. Don't know if it works with the 3DS, but yeah, works with DS. Very good. Got a box for Neo Geo Pocket Color back there. Zidane hanging out with Yoshi and little Mario bobblehead. He's like, hell yeah. Over here have all my Nintendo DS games. Quite a few. Move this out of the way. One up mushroom, you were in the way, sorry guy. Duke Nukem, who I don't feel like moving right now because he may just end up falling over. This game right here, absolutely fucking rocks, seriously, great story. Also, speaking of great story, Radiata Stories. Little Red Riding Hood Zombie Barbecue. Resident Evil on there, and Tokyo Beatdown. I love that game. It's funny as hell, too. Phoenix Wright, the original. One of the main reasons why I want to get a Nintendo DS. And below that, we have miscellaneous loose Sega Genesis carts, also known as the Mega Drive for my friends overseas. Now, this is my Sega Saturn collection. I'll pull back so you can see the entire thing. I also did an in-depth collection video of these, so if you want to go check them out, me babbling on like a motherfucker about them, I'll have the link down in the description for that along with the Dreamcast one. And the only things that you won't see in it is like Deep Fear, Shadow of the Tusk, and Biohazard down here, which is the Resident Evil for Japan. They used to call it Biohazard. And we got Lollipop Chainsaw cardboard cutout. It was very, very cool. Like the San Romero Knights, you know, George Romero, just one of the kings of fucking zombie movies. I ended up getting it because a store, the first day they put it up, they got a complaint from a parent about it, so they were going to get rid of it. I asked if I could have it, and the rest is history. It came home with me, so I was pretty proud to have that. Got a Pac-Man blanket as a curtain. Thought it was very cool when I found it. It's super soft, too, and I was just like, awesome, that works. But beside it, I have a gigantic Sonic the Hedgehog blanket, and I was like, hell motherfucking yeah. So, you know, not too often you get to see people using them as curtains. There I got two random games I'm renting from Gamefly, and cordless mouse and keyboard. Nothing really special here at all, so. But let's go down to Sega Genesis. This stuff that's all in the cases and boxes and whatnot. Boogerman is surprisingly a really good game. In Electronic Arts, okay, General Chaos, Haunting, those are two very good games. Mutant League Football, Mutant League Hockey. It was amazing that they were putting out such great titles. Now everybody thinks of them as the devil. Phantasy Star 2, oh, Rocket Knight Adventures, but what's beside it? Shaq Fu! It's funny, Shaq Fu is sandwiched in between two very good games for it. Skitchin'. All the Sonic games, except for I don't have Sonic and Knuckles over there. I have that loose with the Sega Saturn games. Splatterhouse 2. And if we move down, got Sega Cd games. I don't have a whole ton of Sega Cd games. There's actually a lot more that I want, but they're going way up in price, plenty of them. I was just like, shit, kind of hard to afford some of these. But I do have the main ones that I wanted, most notable being Snatcher, Sonic CD, the Lunar Games, Pop Full Mail, so... Oh, and Night Trap. I had to have that, which I always had the Sega CD 32X version, but I always play on my Sega CDX, and you can't connect a 32X to it without doing a bunch of modding and whatnot. Miscellaneous 32X carts and Master System carts and two boxed Master System games over there. Don't have a lot for the system, mostly because I just got it. Right there, I have a Mario pillow. I've had this thing for a long-ass time. Ended up getting at a flea market for 50 cents, just sitting inside of a bin. And he's got little arms. He's like, "Don't you touch me! That's a motherfucking harassment!" And it's like, yes, Mario, I'm well aware. And many of you may have seen this on Angry Video Game Nerds video, but this is a Nintendo box. It's got all sorts of different graphics on it from the Nintendo days, like Legend of Zelda and Super Mario and whatnot. But I've had that since I was little. Like, I actually have pictures of me with it and everything. It's pretty cool. Strategy guides. I have a fuck ton of strategy guides, mainly for RPGs and whatnot. They actually go all the way down there. But there's quite a few. Just, I don't know, amassed them over a span of time. This right here is actually just filled to the brim with, like, kind of hard to tell, but it's like controllers and wires and everything like that. I have some of my handhelds sitting in there. Game Boy Color, Neo Geo Pocket Color, PSP back there. This is a DS. It's kind of hard to tell because of the lighting. Game Boy SP. If we go up here, Steel Battalion box. This is all my really big box shit. Got two Resident Evil monsters hanging out. And as you can see up there, this is like all big box stuff. I was like, I have no fucking clue where to put this. So I just amassed it right up there. Trying to make sure I get this all in view for everybody. I really like the Namco shooting game, so that's why you see all those right there. Resident Evil Chainsaw Controller. Ace Combat 6 Flight Controller. I shit you not, PC fans have always had Flight Controllers, so I'll tell you, if you play a flight sim, play it with one of those, and if you play Ace Combat 6, get that. Makes it worth it. This right here is my manga and comic book collection. Actually did a video on that too, which I'll also put below, but I'll do a quick scan through. I didn't have some of these manga up here because they were still put in storage at the time of me making it, but I have them out now. Got Alucard hanging out with the Helsing books, the Trigun Kitty who's all happy, Fascist Stampede with the Trigun ones, little AlphaOmegaSin hanging out, yeah. The Joker and Harley Quinn. They're on top of Priest books. That's because I don't think there is an actual Priest figure. Spider Jerusalem from Transmetropolitan. Batman from the Arkham City Limited Edition. Over there, Evil Ernie, which he will begin a reboot soon, which I'm very happy about that. Harley Quinn, Joker back there. Some random stickers in there. Some Batman books. Take a quick scan through those. And down here I have Lantern Corps rings from the Green Lantern. I have Arkham Asylum Harley Quinn hanging out. And I have Flashpoint Batman hanging out. Did reviews of both of these figures because I like them so much. Some more Batman books in there. Obviously I'm a big Batman fan. Down here, got some more stuff. A Lobo statue I got. It's very cool. It's very heavy too, surprisingly. Here. Now it's starting to turn not into Batman. It's starting to get some Nightwing and the Joker. Down here, Witch Doctor, Transmetropolitan. That's where Spider Jerusalem was from, I mentioned earlier. Very good series, you should check that out. It's falling, it's falling! No, I just thought that was a funny little pose for it. Over here, Green Lantern, Justice League, Superman, The Outsiders, Preacher, and Sandman. Down here, Hack Slash and the Punisher, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, the Boondocks. Let's see, over here, Cable and Deadpool, Spider-Man, Blade, the Avengers, X-Men, Hulk, Wormwood, and the Crow. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, and Evil Ernie. So it's a pretty big shelf. There's a whole lot of stuff there. Actually, here. Show one thing over here. I'm sure everybody was wondering why I didn't go back over, but got all that stuff up there. Oh, limited edition of Devil Summoner 2. AlphaOmegaSin plushie. This is very, very nice. Guar, Pantera, Suffocation, Deicide, Slayer, Evil Dead, and the Punisher. Hanging out with Isaac Clarke. Supersonic and Mario. Now this is all PSP obviously, so let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Try to make it a lot easier to see. Scan down these. It's a shame that the PSP doesn't get more love because just for RPG fans, the system is one of the best. Like one of the very, very best. I'm hoping that somehow it'll do better through the Vita maybe, if that's possible. I'm just hoping that they end up making all of them digital. Just wish there was a way that they allowed these to be converted over. But, yeah. What can you do other than rattle off a bunch of complaints and tell them they're fucking retarded? Riku hanging out on top of some of the limited edition boxes I got for it. Now, this is something I get asked for a lot, and that's the PS1 games. So, because there's so many, I'm just going to go through and scan like this, or else this video will be 50,000 hours long. Oh, Chrono Cross, I love you. Long box Resident Evil Twisted Metal. I love the long box Resident... well, not just long box Resident Evil. I like the long box PS1 games in general. I always thought that they looked very cool. And then they converted over to non-long box, like everybody knows, because it was a ton cheaper for them to be able to do. One interesting fact about this entire game collection is I have almost every single RPG on the system. I mean, like, I became an RPG nut just because of this system alone. That on Super Nintendo pretty much helped. But, like, for instance, I have every Final Fantasy for it, at least released here in the States. And, I have every single Squaresoft game that was on it, because I was a huge, huge fan of all of their work. Parasite Eve, damn, you were such a good series. Just kinda sad that the third one wasn't that good. Bump down here and got more long box games. Got to PAL imports for Namco GunCon that never came here. I got Pocket Station, which I strictly bought for Final Fantasy VIII. One game which is out of order, and that's Clock Tower. And that's because I just got it recently, again for like the third time. Not going to be getting rid of it this time, though. And down to the last row. Ooh, starting off with Xenogears. Xenogears is quite good. Anybody who's played Xenosaga, if you haven't played Xenogears yet, you may want to do that. And there we go. There's PS1. I mean, it's a big, massive wall. I'll pull all the way back just so you can see. It's a lot. A lot to take in. But that's a collection. My collection's been building since literally 1998. So that's that stuff over there. Now we move over to where I actually play my games at. I currently have music playing right now, but I have it muted, obviously, or else it'll be really loud. Pretty sure it's Belphegor, Dark Funeral, Bloodbath, and a couple other things. Got my Super Mario 3DS holder. Can also hold a DS and whatnot. Wear my Batman shades. Little Chingling Pokemon. My girlfriend was nice enough to get that for me. Portable hard drive, an R4 card. Naughty, naughty. Let's see, a fuck you patch, because I thought it looked pretty funny on my TV there. T remote control, that's not very interesting. Sonic the Hedgehog, that's the anniversary one that I reviewed. Very, very cool. Pikachu, which is a DS holder, a DSi XL holder. I have it with my XL right now, with some nerd shades. Down here is random wires, guns, controllers, just everything. I just have it smashed in there because I couldn't figure out what to do with it. So I was like, it'll all go in there. So yeah. Down below, Sega Saturn with Game Shark, which I use as a memory card for it because it's way cheaper than the official one. Sega Cd X with the memory card for it. Very, very necessary. Nintendo Wii hooked up there. I got a little random skull, which I put random doodads inside of. Looks very cool. I got that during Halloween. I fucking love Halloween. Up here, got the Wii sensor bar and the thing to hook up the GunCon to. Got a skeleton kind of just hanging out. It's actually a wind chime, oddly enough. Up there, Perler art, Super Mario. Some Final Fantasy love indeed. Resident Evil deck building game. It's kind of fun. This is my boxed NES games, which I have. I don't have a whole ton, but I've got some. I mean, I was pretty happy with those ones. I was really happy to get a hold of the Ninja Turtles ones and Final Fantasy just because I had those when I was little, along with, you know, Super Mario 3 and whatnot. Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 3, and Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Those are like the most important Super Nintendo boxed ones I have. Some repro carts up there. Onto Nintendo 64. I don't have a lot there, but I have some more off to the side, which I'll show soon. Virtual Boy games boxed, and Game Boy Advance. Down here, which this is actually a window. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a window, and I had no need for the window, so I just made it into a big shelf. Got my 3DS games. I don't have a ton of 3DS games, but I will get more. Old school Game Boy. A lot of Nintendo 64 games. No end labels, but, you know, what can you do? My Smash Doctor token from the Smash Doctor. Very cool guy. Check out his channel. He's featured on mine. If you get bored, just look there. Tons of Super Nintendo games. These ones are obviously all loose. And on over here... Super Castlevania 4, you make me happy. So do you, Chrono Trigger. You make me very happy. And one game, because people may ask, do I have it? I do. I actually put it in plastic because I don't want anything happening to it. Too fucking expensive nowadays. I swear, need to get this shit insured. Blackheart is Killer Instinct. Always liked that they had a Blackheart, made it more evil looking. And speaking of evil, Doom! Hell yeah. And also, hell yeah to Super Mario World. And that right there is a Super Game Boy, so you can play your Game Boy games. Got a bunch of stickers on the side here, just like I did on the wall over there. Resident Evil, The Hunter, Venom, White Zombie, Cannibal Corpse, Napalm Death, Link hanging out with metal bands and hanging out with Go Go Godzilla. So, and over here, we have something I salvaged from the trash just recently. Now you might be wondering, why is it discolored? Well, it was apparently sitting in the sun for a long time, but it was just sitting on a big thing of garbage. And I saved them. So I decided I'd put him up on the wall so that he can hang out in a game room properly, the way that should be. Over here, got a PS3, little desktop computer just for my movies and music and whatnot, webcam, and down here I have a regular first gen Xbox. Let's see, up here, got the other box Nintendo 64 games that I was talking about, my Nintendo Wii games. Elebits is a surprisingly fun game. Surprisingly fun. Klonoa, very good. Super Paper Mario is also really badass. Got two little boxes over there. This one I just got recently, as many of you know. And Odama. So let's move over here. These are some of my my Game & Watch games that I got, and I got those all in one haul. I may just do a video about those at some point, assuming anybody's even interested in them. But I think they're pretty damn neat, and I like them a lot. Lou's Virtual Boy carts, my Super Famicom games, and a knockoff Famicom game. Lou's TurboGrafx 16 games, and these ones are obviously boxed. This one, which I've never unboxed, mostly because I have a loose card of it. Right there, got those two. And work our way down to GameCube. GameCube was such an underappreciated system, it really was. Every time I think about it, like, it makes me kind of sad because it had so many fantastic titles on it that simply were just ignored in light of the PS2 and the Xbox. But it did, it had a bitchin' ass library. Granted, you know, it couldn't go online and everything, and it didn't have the same third-party support as the PS2 did, but it was very good in its own right. Yeah, I do have a couple greatest hits games. I still need to replace the labels for those. On to Xbox. You know, the Otogi games, they're really good, and I still can't fathom why nobody has played them much. Got the Doom 3 Collector's Edition. I love that one. I love metal cases in general. I don't know, anytime you get like a metal case for a game, haha, metal case, speaking of the Resident Evil 4 Limited Edition one. But if you get a metal case for a game, it just seems so much better. And then on to Xbox 360. You might be wondering, why don't you have that many? And that's because my Xbox has been broken for well over a year. So I've just mainly been playing on my PS3. So that's why there isn't that much. And if you can... This game right here, Deadly Premonition. Survival horror fans, please play that. Also, RPG fans, play Lost Odyssey. It's so very good. And that right there is my favorite Tales game, Tales of Vesperia. I'd love to get my hands on the limited edition version, but it's pretty pricey. And over here we have loose Nintendo cards. So I'll scan slowly up these. I mean, this is where I got my start in gaming, was with the original Nintendo. You know, I started back in the 8-bit days playing Super Mario and everything, and moved my way up playing things like Legend of Zelda and Metroid and Contra and Ninja Gaiden and just all sorts of different games. And it's just one of the very best systems of all time. Seriously, I'd love it to death. In this game, I cannot count the amount of times I went through that. It's just ridiculous. But I was an eternal fanatic, so... And all the way up there. Now, there's one thing you might not be able to tell. This is the Maxi 15 game cart. It's a lot like Action 52, but just, yeah, not nearly as expensive. And main reason I got it was because I had Chiller on it. And I got it for dirt-ass cheap, $2.50, so it's kind of ridiculous. And over here, I have old school systems hooked up. I got Wave Race 64 going. There may be some flicker after I record this, I'm not too sure, but yeah, see, it's getting all funky. But yeah, got Wave Race running. I got top-loading Nintendo, got the Nintendo 64, Sega Dreamcast, and the Atari Jaguar. Now, the one thing everybody may have noticed is why isn't there wires or controllers or anything, and that's because it's the easiest way to keep things non-cluttered and clean. Whenever I want to play the system, I get the wires out, and I play it. And I have Sephiroth over there. He's guarding shit, and he's like, would you like to spare? And it's like, no, I'm alright, I don't want to spare. Cool little candle, just thought it was cool. It was my uncle's, so I kept it, because he's dead now. Alucard from Castlevania Symphony at Night. Oh man, we got some Belmont love up in this shit. Back there is, it's just miscellaneous stuff, I didn't know where to put it. So, games for that one fucking funky system that I have, and I got some game soundtracks back there. Got a Power Glove hanging up, and a little Jester skull, which you can take off the top. Everybody just wants to stuff weed into its skull, though. So then, over here is just a couple miscellaneous boxes. And Miracle Piano. Thing's fucking enormous. This right here is the Beast. The Beast itself. I saved up for such a long time to afford it. And when I first got a good paying job, that's when I bought this. But I bought it from a guy locally. It was very cool. But yeah, I don't have it turned on because it's loud as shit. And it seriously, it just thunders. Very cool stuff. I got Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug X. You know, up here it'll say something different, obviously, but the games I have are Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug X, Duke Nukem and Godzilla hanging out. King of Fighters 99 and Samurai Showdown 3 are what I have on this, but it's very cool. It makes me happy just playing on, you know, the real deal cabinet, and this was something I played so many times when I was little, so it's neat having it. Got the little Twisted Metal truck over there as a promotional item. Got Def just hanging out there because that's what he does apparently. Let's see. So, oh, and that's my gaming chair. Anytime I'm doing unboxings and stuff like that, that's what I sit in. So yeah, there it is. This is the AlphaOmegaSin Game Room Tour. So I really have been trying to get this up for my 300th video because I thought it would be a really cool way to celebrate, and it's something everybody wanted. You know, there's tons of complications and everything, but hoping this one will work. But anyway, you know, you guys have stuck with me through 300 videos. I'm definitely going to make it 300 more. I thank you a whole fucking ton, a whole bunch, from the bottom of my very metal, very iron heart, you know. Thank you. You guys fucking rock. And, well, naturally, I will end it like I always do. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck on.